Water is the essential life giver of entire population. The Cape Town situation, it'll be the first city ever that has no water in the Western world.
Yeah, we're hearing a lot of talk. This is the plan, that's the plan, but we're not seeing any action.
We will not allow a well-run city to run out of water. So we now have to plan that we are going to be in this permanent drought because the scarcity that is there is the new normal.
The one day you've got the mayor saying a well-run city will never run out of water, and the very next day she says if you residents don't stop using water as much as you are, there'll be no water left by December.
The point about planning for water is you have to look a long way ahead. Cape Town City in particular thought they would be able to get away with doing nothing until 2022.
Who's going to tell the truth about what's actually going on so that people can arm themselves?
While South Africans may not be particularly good, generally speaking, at changing their behavior, we are damn good at coming up with innovative solutions to crises.
What happened? What went wrong? Essentially in 2007, as part of these reconciliation studies, a study was published for the Western Cape supply system, as it's called. One of the things that we had done in the department was to set up a planning system. And it said, look, at current rates, by 2012, 2015, you will need to provide more water. And to get that extra water, here are some things you can do. So those options were all put on the table as long ago as 2007, with the warning that by 2015 you are going to have to do some of these things. And they weren't done.
The one thing that really worries me is the language that's getting used in the communication that comes forward. So we are looking at. What the hell are you looking at? You knew about this in 2004. Where have you been?
In 2013 and 2014, there were some really good rains. And as a result, when it rains, people don't use as much water. And so what had happened during the wet season is not only had consumption in the city gone down, but the farmers hadn't used their full allocations, which made it look like that there was more water available. So what you find is that the consumption had gone down, and the mistake that the Cape Town officials made was to assume that all of that reduction was because of their efforts to encourage water saving, and that was a very serious mistake.
In a time of crisis, when the government keeps saying there is a crisis, people like to say it's your fault, which is a fair point, and we can debate that. But that doesn't create the most conducive circumstances for pulling together as a whole of society.
I think we're in a dire situation, and I think people are not fully aware or don't comprehend where we are and how bad the situation is.
I think that we're going to run out of water by the end of January. You'll have to go and collect your water. Who collects your water? What container are you going to use? What car are you going to use to go and fetch it? Where's it going to be fetched from? Are they going to arrive on time? Do they have enough drivers? If you've got a lady that's at home with her kids, how does she carry 25 litres of water into her car? When it gets home, what do you do with that 25 litres of water? These are the scenarios that we haven't even covered yet. And the key to it is the 500 million litres a day. If you get to 500 million litres a day, then we will not run out of water. Well, we're not going to hit it. So it becomes the residents, it becomes the community's fault, not the politicians who've been too blind to see.
There's no point blaming anyone. There's no point saying the city should have done this or the province should have done that or Waterfare should have done that. We don't have time and energy for that. We really have to get cracking with how we're going to get through the next 6 months.
But they were warned, and they chose to ignore the warning on a number of occasions. And they even boasted about how effective their water savings campaigns had been, and because of this, it'll only be in 2022 we'll need more water. And I think what we learned from that is it's very dangerous to be overconfident. And I think it was overconfidence that led to bad management decisions that have meant that interventions that could have been started haven't yet been actually initiated.